Good morning, Mrs. Johnson and Mr. DeRusso. I want to thank you for taking the time to meet with the purchasing department today to learn more about e-procurement and how it can benefit our agency. As we all know, due to funding cutbacks, PCHA has chosen not to replace the Director of Purchasing's position. With new development projects on the horizon and one less person to conduct procurement activities and provide expert oversight, we need to find a way to conduct our activities more efficiently. We believe that making the transition to e-procurement will cut down on the time spent manually conducting many of the procurement functions, and we'll be able to get more done in less time so that we can move on to the next project, all while meeting HUD and state requirements so that we'll continue to have clean audits with no findings. The way our agency has been conducting its procurement activities is laborious, tedious, and leaves much room for error. We have to check and double check to be sure we've caught everything. Sometimes the errors are beyond our control and can be IT glitches, either our emails getting caught in recipient spam filters or theirs caught in ours. File sizes are often too large and fill up our servers. They may also be too large for the recipient's incoming mail server. There is the human error factor for transcribing an email address incorrectly, getting a phone call and forgetting to send the documents in response to someone's request, etc. With this new process, many of the manual functions would be automated. Vendors and contractors would receive notifications specific to the type of services that they provide. If they're interested, they'd be able to download the bid documents instantly. They'd be automatically added to our package holders list, and any addenda or supplemental information would be available for download once they're notified. Going forward, I'd like to review the current process of our activities, the key success factors in making the move to e-procurement, an analysis of the alternatives that we have, and a recommendation of the strategic option. The way our current process works is that we compile the bid documents consisting of the scope of work, all deadlines, and instructions on how to submit their bid, along with all exhibits and required forms, distribute the notifications to everyone on the master vendor list for that classification of work, respond to each individual request for the bid package, add their contact information to the package holders list, send out pre-bid conference minutes with questions and answers to all package holders, distribute addenda, all the while updating the package holders list with each activity. Most of the required exhibits are already included in the format of the website, depending on whether the solicitation is an invitation for bids for construction or large quantity purchases of specific items, requests for proposals for professional services such as accounting, other financial or legal services, requests for qualifications for architectural and engineering services, or quotations for small purchases. All have different required forms and varying terms and conditions. Vendors place themselves in their own categories when they register. When staff completes this function, sometimes they are only aware of one classification based on previous interest or prior projects that they've completed for the agency, and we may be unaware of other divisions within their company. Once a vendor receives the notification, they can download the documents at their leisure. Currently, they have to reply to our email to request the documents to be sent, which we can only send during business hours, and furthermore, only while we are sitting at our desks in order to respond to their email. Staff is frequently in meetings or out in the field. Based on research staff has conducted, we've narrowed it down to 2 e-procurement partners that best fit PCHA's needs: GovWin Onvia and Housing Agency Marketplace. Onvia has gone through many iterations over the years, was most recently known as DemandStar, and is currently part of GovWin. It is geared more toward larger infrastructure and heavy construction type projects. However, it meets the stringent requirements of public or government procurement. Based on its heavy construction focus, I think PCHA's projects would be considered too small. It also charges contractors and vendors to pay to be registered to receive notifications. Housing Agency Marketplace was developed by the National Association of Housing and Redevelopment Officials, or NARO, with the assistance of the former purchasing manager of a large public housing authority. It is geared specifically toward public housing authorities. Many of the HUD forms and other required forms are built right into the program, and the processes and documentation clearly meet the audit requirements. Next, I want to talk about costs, savings, and benefits. The housing agency marketplace charges an annual fee of $1,000 for a housing agency of our size. Staff currently averages 10 hours per procurement, depending on the complexity of the scope of work. This time includes putting together the solicitation documents, making notifications to prospective bidders, responding to requests for documents, compiling the package holders list, etc. At an average rate of $20. This comes to approximately $200 per procurement, and we average around 25 procurements per year. The average annual cost of our procurement activities is approximately $5,000. The utilization of e-procurement to automate some of these activities would reduce staff time by around 75%. On average, PCHA would save $2,750 after the $1,000 registration fee. More accurate record keeping has no monetary value, but the confidence in having no audit findings is immeasurable. Another benefit is that staff can complete their work more effectively and more efficiently. The most advantageous benefit of this change will be the time saved on each procurement. Saving time translates to saving money. Another huge benefit for our department will be the ease of distribution of the documents and the confidence of more accurate record keeping aspect. One risk we may have is vendors or contractors that are resistant to the change. Some of our smaller vendors prefer to remain low tech. That is a risk we'll need to take in order to move forward. We can just hope that eventually any holdouts will eventually relent and register to use this e-procurement site. My recommendation upon your approval is to set a transition period of 3 months to notify our current vendors and contractors, possibly hold a training workshop, and post notices on our website as well as in our lobby of the upcoming change. After that set date, we will no longer manually notify or distribute solicitation documents. I think we should give this conversion a 6-month trial run and then meet to review and discuss whether or not purchasing has been able to complete more work in less time, if we've achieved a cost savings benefit, and whether or not there has been any fallout from our current vendors. Part of our mission as an agency is to support our small contractors as well as minority or woman-owned business enterprises. So if we've had any fall off in their participation, we may need to make exceptions for those businesses in order to continue to meet our goals. On behalf of the purchasing department, I'd like to thank you for taking time out of your day to listen to our presentation, and we thank you in advance for your consideration of this recommendation. Thank you and have a nice day.